Since we are focusing on the growing our community in IT industry here in Australia, so I'd like to mostly focus on how one can secure a job in IT, like for our show today. So as a senior software engineer, what do you look for the most of the candidate, that need they should have those qualities to get a job?
Nice. So yeah, as a senior software engineer and as a lead software engineer, I have possibly taken 40, 50 interviews in the
Yeah.
past 3 or 4 years. Uh, well, that's one aspect of it. But if I think of it, getting an interview would be still a bit further for people a bit junior, I would say, because of multiple reasons. For instance, visa being one.
Yeah.
So, as a senior software engineer, if someone would ask me what would I look into a candidate, of course, technical proficiency. Someone needs to be technically sound. Someone who is being interviewed or who is a potential candidate needs to know the skills of the trade, know the technical things, know that particular language and framework. But having said that, depending upon the company, if you are very strong in your basics, that's much more helpful than really or just knowing one particular language or framework.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, if you are really good with core software engineering and computer science concepts, that's gonna take you much more further than saying you're a PHP developer or a
Yeah, yeah,
Python developer, or even like a, I don't know, like a Laravel developer or just a React developer. So I think that is one thing that I, as a senior software engineer, would look into things that. So yeah, technically boiling it down, be strong in your basics,
yeah,
learn the things that is needed. Google T-shaped engineer, what that is, and then try to become a T-shaped engineer, even if you're just starting.
yeah,
That's those are like the technical parts of it. Now, from a people skill part of it, I don't call it soft skills. I generally call it people skills. From people skills part of it, what I would say is be someone who is very easy to work with. Don't be a problem creator, basically. And yeah, be someone who is easy to work with, and that shows in like easily in the first or the second interview as well. And if you're going for an interview, I would say research the company, like ask questions about the company. For instance, you could ask something like, what is your learning and development plan? If I have to go to a conference, will the company sponsor me? If I want to do a training, will it be covered by the company expenses? And these are very growth mindset questions.
Mhm.
At the end of it, you are learning something, you are building your skill, but in turn the company is also getting benefit from it, so the
Yep,
company should be able to invest in that,
exactly.
right? So I think these are the types of questions I would expect out of people. Some other things that will help you stand out in interviews would be, for instance, having your own blog,
Yep,
like, because 90% or 95% of the people on the internet are just consumers. Very less are content producers. So be a content producer. The easiest way is to start a blog, right?
sure.
And then I would say, like, for juniors or people getting in, there are two or three technologies that is universally needed across all software engineering. Be a data engineer, front end engineer, back end engineer, whatever engineer. You need to learn. You need to know Git, for instance. You need to know Docker, for instance,
Yep,
right? You need to be generally good in CLI. If you can't really run commands and pass parameters in a command, whatever engineer you are, you don't really you can't really cut it. And similarly, something like SQL. How much ever people these days try to
hmm,
bash relational database, it's still the king, right? So these three or four or five fundamental technologies that can be counted in the hand, you need to know them. And as I said, be strong in the basics,
yep,
be easy to work with person, don't be a problem creator, and then also learn this fundamental across the board applicable things. I think these would be the major things. And then, as well as, become some form of a content creator, write blogs, try to contribute in open source projects, and these things will automatically make your chances higher of getting a job.